So in the second match that stood out to you was what?
I would have to say that it was a strong style tournament for IWA Mid South for Ian Ryan. They had a strong style tournament, and it was, I think it was either, let me think, it was the second round, and it was Dragon and myself, and I think that one just stands out just because like that's when I believe both of us were just like, we were both like on top of our games, you know what I mean? And that one stands out because that was like one of like I think that's one of our best matches I think we've ever had. It was either that or it was that one too. And I think the third one is just more of a personal favorite because I believe like the guys that won were very deserving. It was Dragon and myself against Quicksilver and Generico. Yeah, when they were doing the whole Cape Fear thing.
Oh yeah, Cape Fear.
Yeah, they were having fucking amazing matches. I think that's when Generico just started fucking being Generico. You know what I mean? And like we were the champs, and then we dropped it. The PWG champs, and we dropped it to them. And then like I remember after the match, I told both of them that they both deserve it. You know what I mean? Like this is their moment. They deserved it, and it was to me. I loved the match. It was a great match, and yeah, I think those are the three that kind of stood out. But I can't really. There's probably one more, and it will probably be the one where me and Dragon work each other at CCW at Best of the Best too. Because the reason why is because that's the match that got us to the East Coast, or got us wanting, you know what I'm saying? That's the match that when that was in Philly, that got us to the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that, well, it did from my end. I don't know how Dragon did, but like that's the match that people, you know, that helped me on the East Coast, you know?
Okay, also you guys over APW in California.
Yes.
You won the worldwide internet title.
Yeah, but before that, like Dragon and myself were this is when the whole NorCal versus SoCal thing first started.
Okay.
Not recently. This was like in like 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, and me and Dragon were the ones that represented SoCal, and the ones that represented NorCal was Bobby Quance and Johnny France. And it was for I forgot the name of the place, but it was ran by Henry Luna, who just passed away.
Oh yeah.
And he saw a vision, and he wanted us to just go out there and work, and that tag match just came off crazy. And it was crazy too, because like half of it was SoCal, and then the other half, like a bunch of Northern California fans came down. And it was like NorCal versus SoCal, and just the atmosphere was just out of control too. You know what I mean? But that was, and then that was the one that solidified the whole NorCal versus SoCal thing. But I think it was like maybe a year after that, they wanted to keep bringing me back to the garage and everything, and then they had me win the APW Worldwide Internet title. Yeah. And it was cool. I mean, every time that I go up there, I mean, I've been up there recently and everything like that. I love Roland. I don't care what you say about Roland. I love Roland Alexander. Like Roland Alexander is, I love him. He's like a fucking teddy bear. And every time I'm up there, they always treat him with like such class and respect. I mean, it's very, and it's the APW garage. It has history. You know what I mean? The APW garage is equivalent to like, you know, the ECW fucking arena. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has history.
But Jerry Lynn's wrestled there, Drake Younger, a lot of greats wrestled there.
Exactly. And you know what I mean? And I've like my experiences with the company, especially with Marcus Mack right now, and Roland and a couple others. They like, I can't put them over enough. You know what I mean? They're awesome. I love them. They're like the traditional wrestling thing, but they're starting to understand that sometimes you got to go with the trend. You know what I mean? And they're awesome, man. I fucking love APW.
You just said Elgin and Rich Swann over there.
They had Willie up there too. Drake's always there now because Drake lives in Cali now. So I mean, like they're getting talent, man. They're doing good stuff there.
That's when we're talking to Drake Younger.
Yeah.
When did you first meet Drake Younger?
hey man, good old Drake Younger. I met him. He was a young boy, I met him. He was, I believe, it was at CZW, and he was really getting mad at himself because he was trying to keep up and he couldn't do it.
I'm just gonna keep up.
Yeah, he was a young boy. Came down with somebody. I forgot who it was. That's the first time I met him, though. Then he started becoming a regular at CZW, and me and him always, hung out together and everything like that. And then we had a match at CZW and everything like that. And we just started getting closer and closer. I mean, he always calls me, like when he needs some advice. I do the same. If I need some good, positive mental attitude, and if I'm down, I call him. I mean, like he's the
PMA champion, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. But like there's nothing I can say bad against Drake. I mean, Drake is like one of those guys that is a true hybrid wrestler. You know what I mean? He can do lucha, he can do strong style, he can go American, he can do death matches. I mean, he's a lot of people used to question his wrestling ability.
Yeah.
I never questioned it because I could see him go. You know what I mean? I was just really happy because I think when Drake came down and moved to Cali, he went to work for PWG, and then and I remember I was talking to Joe, and I was also talking to Dragon, and then they were like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna do this, blah 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 blah. But then like Drake got on, and then they didn't have a point. They didn't know what to do with him. I said, put me in there with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact because I know what we can do, and like my whole big thing was like I want to get Drake on this roster. Bottom line.
The Menace 3, B-Boy, Greg Younger last year.
But that was my main thing, and I even told Drake too. I said, you know what? All I want in this match is like I don't care what we do. I don't care if I fucking die in the match. I don't give a damn. All I want is that I want to make sure that you have a spot on the roster. And I think because of that match, it kind of it helped him. You know what I mean? And I couldn't be happier for Drake right now. I mean, he's loving life. He's wrestling his heart out. I mean,
what do you think about his rising so good? Was it expected once he started wrestling here?
For me, I knew it was gonna. I thought maybe it would take a little bit more time, but no. Like I knew it was going to happen. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people weren't familiar with Drake. But then after the match with Drake and myself at PWG, because PWG is fucking, everybody knows PWG. It was everywhere. He was fucking everywhere.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? I couldn't be happy for him, man. I knew he was gonna be big out here. It was just a matter of when.
Yeah. So you've teamed with him over in IWL.
Yeah, I've done it in IWL. We also teamed once over at CZW as well. And I still to this day think that Drake and myself should tag at PWG because we will be totally different from everything else there.
Oh yeah, you just tweeted that you want to face the Young Bucks.
I think Drake and myself against the Young Bucks or the Machine Guns or fucking even Cage and Elgin or just somebody.
You said Teen Suzawa.
Oh yeah, Steen and Tozawa. That would probably be that's probably like my favorite match that I want right now. Besides a couple others, I think Drake and myself against Steen and Tozawa would be fucking retarded. It would just be nuts.
The R word. That's not politically correct. Retarded, not politically.
You can't say retarded?
No, it's offensive to people.
Alright. It'll be dumb? Is that alright?
Dumb, yeah.
Alright, cool. Stupid. It'll be stupid.
It'll be stupid.
Alright.
Hey, you had a little experience in Chikara for the Tag Team World Grand Prix. How was the Grand Prix?
It was cool.
Wrestling Team Osaka Pro?
Yeah, man. The first one we did was dragging myself against Ken the Box.
Ken the Box?
Yeah.
Ken the Box.
You look at this stuff. You got to get this DVD. You don't know about Ken the Box, bro.
Ken the Box.
Against Ken the Box and some other guy. I forgot his name. It was like he's doing like a Superman, Wonder Woman gimmick. It was weird. Wonder Man, I think his name was. But me and Dragon worked them, did our normal stuff and everything like that. Ken the Box is basically, if you can imagine this, he had like a box head, had fucking like trees coming out of him, and he had like boxing gloves, so all he could do is this shit.
What the fuck?
Yes, and he was Ken the Box. So basically the whole thing was like we were beating up on the other guy, and then we go outside, and then fucking we all go into Ken the Box, and Ken the Box is just doing this, so I'm fucking selling for him like this, and I flare ball. Fucking, call it? Dragon blocks one, or like Dragon swings, he blocks it and punches him. Dragon does like some crazy somersault on the floor. Yeah. Man, yeah, but that was Ken the Box. I looked that up. It's crazy. But after that, we went against Team Osaka. I think that was Billy Kid and
Ebasan.
Was that Ebasan?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was Episode, first time, yeah. And it was actually, it was fun, man. That Billy King kid is fucking awesome. I was really loving being in the ring with him at that time because, like, he was so fluid, so good, you know what I mean? Like, he's a very underrated worker out there in Japan. He's awesome, real good. He's a good dude, too, man.
When was your first trip overseas? You went to Germany in 04. Was it your first time overseas or what?
I think the first time overseas was Germany for WXW. Yeah.
Tell me what WXW is. It's kind of like the PWG of Germany?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I would say that. I really think that their fan base is on the same level as the PWG. I know before the PWG fans were pounding on the mat like they do now.
Yeah.
I know at WXW they did that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the mat started there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And when I was over there, I was out there with Homicide. So me and Homicide were chilling the whole time. And my experience, I was out there 3 days for Germany, did one show. I mean, I loved it out there, you know. Felix was a cool cat, and I wouldn't mind going back out there, you know, if they want me out there. If not, then go fuck themselves. But I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
But like they, you know.
I don't know how many Germans watch this. I don't know how many Germans watch this.
But I mean, it's.
Didn't they wrestle like in a club? They put the ring in the middle of a club.
They did before, man. But like I don't know.
I heard Doug Williams got very drunk one time and just started running around. Like Chuck Taylor's telling shoot interview in the ring. He's telling Doug Williams got so fucking drunk and he just got taxi. He was yelling shit.
I believe it. I believe it. It's fucking nuts over there, man. It was a good time though, man. Like me and Homicide went to a German club, and it was interesting. Let's just say, because like you have me and Homicide fucking thugs going to like a white supremacist fucking hip hop club.
White supremacist hip hop club.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Sounds like something Stefan would say. Stefan from SNL. Yeah, Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan. But
that's
yeah,
just one of the craziest segments that ever got over in SNL. Like, makes no damn sense, but it's funny as hell. So, have you wrestled in England, or have you?
I think England is the only place I have not been. I've never been to the UK.
Oh yeah.
I've been to
See, London fan, UK, B-boy.
I've always wanted to go there.
He's got an email.
I do. We'll talk about that later, though.
Got it down there, okay.
But like, I've gone to Germany. I've gone to Spain. I've gone to Italy twice.
How was it wrestling in Spain?
It was cool, man.
What's the oddest country you wrestled in? Like the. You said 8 countries.
Yeah, let me see if I remember them.
Remember them, okay.
Okay. So it was Mexico.
That's
I've
good.
done Canada, Germany, done Spain, done Japan, done Italy, and Australia. So 7. Done 7.
How was Japan? Who'd you go to with?
I was there for Dragon Gate.
Okay, for Dragon Gate.
Yeah. That was probably one of my best wrestling experiences I've ever had is when I was in Japan. I really wish to this day that I could live out there and just wrestle.
As a gaijin.
Yeah. I mean, just the respect value that you get up there, and just the schools and how you're trained, and like it's.
Wasn't there a house you stayed in that someone had what was it, apartment building kind of? You stayed in. The gaijin stayed in.
No, see, we were like one of the lucky ones because when we came into Dragon Gate, we did this Wrestle Jam thing, so there was a lot of us that were there. So we didn't do we weren't on like the long, month and a half tours. We were there for like, I think it was like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, but they had us up in hotels and stuff, and man, it was crazy, man. Like, it was honestly one of the best experience I've ever had. Like, plus, I mean, you had this crew. It was me, Jack Evans, you had Austin Aries, Roderick Strong,
oh my Lord.
Jimmy Rave,
those some party guys. Roderick
Chris Bosch, fucking
Chris Bosch from Miami Heat. No. I know Chris Bosch.
No, you don't,
bro. I don't know. I've heard of him.
Yeah,
I've heard of him. Heard of Chris Bosch.
But yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of us, man, and then it was crazy, man. It was a good time. It's one of my best experiences I've had in wrestling by far.
It's sure Roderick Strong lives the gimmick, right? Parties with the girls and drinks.
You know what? I think Roddy's a frat boy.
He's a frat boy, yeah. That's what he is. Frat boy.
But Roddy's also very disciplined as well when it comes to like working out, his wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows when to space it out. He knows when to go hard in the paint. and he knows when to step back. You know what I mean?
Work hard, play harder.
Yeah.
That's his shirt, which I own.
Yeah.
I own that shirt.
Yeah, he's like him. All them Dojo boys, him, fucking Eddie, fucking Adam Cole. They're all like that, man. You know, they're very disciplined, but you know, when they need to go hard in the paint, they go.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, tell me about your time in Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, I was there for, I think I was only there for I was there for 4 separate occasions.
Okay.
First one was against Josh Daniels for Do or Die. Second one was against, I think, Kevin Steen.
Which is on Kevin Steen DVD, first match.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was his first match in Ring of Honor.
Holy shit.
He lost it.
Were we both skinny? I think we were both skinny then, yeah.
Kevin Steen was skinny once.
After that, I know I was in a scramble match. Then after that, I was against Colt Cabana. So, it was like I was there like four times and everything. And I think Gabe was booking then. And I always told Gabe I always wanted to come in and everything like that. And he was always kind of like shady with me about certain things. And I come to realize that the reason why is because Homicide was there, and obviously me and Homicide look alike. We have the same gimmick. And I was like, well, if that's the case, why don't you just tag us? Because we're already tagging anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for some reason, he never jumped on it, and I was just like, all right, man, that's cool.
What were you doing with Homicide then? What was Homicide doing then?
I think that's actually when they started pushing him towards the title.
Okay.
So I think that was another thing too. So.
What else do we have? More CZW stuff. You let's see. Trent Acid, you wrestle with Trent Acid and stuff.
Yeah, Trent Acid is God bless him. He was one of my good friends. He was actually very instrumental on me coming back after Best of the Best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and while I was living out in Philly, like I told him.
Trent Acid, Jersey Opera Wrestling. We haven't touched on that.
Yeah.
Wrestling there, and he was champion there.
I don't think he was champion.
Okay, he wasn't champion then.
But
I make mistakes. Fact check things.
But but like me and him were like really good friends, and we were really good friends and everything like that. And like we've been on the road together, we've gone overseas together, we partied together, and everything like that. It was hard on a lot of us when he passed, and everything like that. But like Trent in his prime, oh man, no one could touch him, especially for a spot indie type of match. Like Trent in his prime, nobody could touch him. Nobody. And but other than that, like my experience with them were always good. They were always bound for adventure and everything like that. But like our matches that we've had was always good with each other too. And I've gone against him. I've tagged against him. I've tagged with him. He's been yeah, man.
I was making sure the notes. I was checking my notes.
Oh, you got notes, bro?
Notes, man. So Best of West tournament, you were there twice. For what company did Best of West?
I think I was only there once.
Okay, once.
Yeah, and that was I think it was not the first one. That was for Martine. It was called Best of the West, and I think it was in 2003. And it was basically, it was best of the best. It was basically Best of the Best, but it was like back here in SoCal. And it had like Dragon, it had myself, it had Cholo, had Scott Laws, had Disco. I think Cheerleader Melissa was in it. It had a bunch of us and everything. It was a cool little tournament, man, and the crowd seemed to enjoy it. I think they did do it twice, but I think I was already living in Philly at that time. But the first one I was able to take. But it was a good tournament, A lot of people were doing tournaments in those days.
Yeah. Tell me about your move to Philly. When did you decide to move to Philly, and what was the reason being behind it?
The first time I moved to Philly was, I believe, in 2003 2003 to 2005. I think that was my first time in Philly. And what was it? Actually, it was maybe 2003 to 2006. And the reason why I moved out there is because, I was getting booked out here, like a lot and everything like that, but I wanted to expand, and I wanted to get my name out because I felt like I already did everything I needed to do here, and I wanted to go somewhere else, So when I went out there for the first couple shows in 2003, I was just like, and then that's when all the bookings from like New York, New Jersey, Maryland, all these places wanted me out there, and then I was like constantly traveling back and forth. And I said, you know what, let me just drive across country and just stay there for like 2 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it worked out for the best because I was living off wrestling. I still do. You know what I mean? And while I was out there, that's why I moved out there, was basically just to get my name out even more. You know, and get more work too. I wanted to go against different people. I wanted to because like the East Coast back in the day was the cesspool of talent. You know what I mean? That's where the talent was, and that's where you wanted to be. You know.
So, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, so how about your early years there in your matches and what they did with you?
I believe the first match I did there was when they did the very first tournament.
Yeah.
I think so, right? Yeah, I think that was it.
I just watched that show.
Yeah, I think I worked a Cozina on that. And then from there, I mean, that's what they did with me, and then they would use me sparingly. And then when I came back in, I think 2006, that's when they started using me a lot, and they were pushing me against Joey, and that's when that cage match happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And Joey, this is all Joey, by the way.
Oh.
Nobody noticed that. But like, yeah, like it was one of those unfortunate things, you know, the chair popped me in the mouth, fractured it, and shit like that. But I mean, from the match, it was worth it. You know, I was pissed off at Joey for a little bit, but after that, then I was cool, you know. But that's when they started using me a lot and everything like that, and then that's when I left to the East Coast for a second time.
Yeah. How long did you live there a second time?
I was there 2 years again. I was there from 2007 to 2010, so almost 3 years actually. 2.5, 3 years.